What is cultural competency? In this video, we will define cultural competency, identify the three pillars of this theoretical framework, and describe why cultural competence is an effective teaching and learning practice. Cultural competence is also known as culturally responsive teaching or culturally responsive pedagogy. Dr. Gloria Lansing-Billings defines cultural competence as a firm grounding in one's own culture of learning while acquiring fluency in at least one more culture. The premise of this theory embraces the importance of faculty understanding their cultural heritage, which includes mental constructs, social norms, and philosophical beliefs. However, cultural heritage also includes learning about the culture of others. While no one can be an expert on all the cultural nuances and subcultures that exist within and among groups, cultural competence is vital to make head-to-heart connections with students. Glatzing-Billings identifies three pillars that embody cultural competence. The first pillar is academic success. A culturally competent instructor creates opportunities for students to experience academic success. This experience includes developing the necessary literary, technological, political, and social skills that will help students be successful in the workforce. To help students choose academic excellence, instructors should provide frequent and constructive feedback. To create a supportive learning environment, instructional activities that are not punitive are a good practice to help students achieve academic success. The second pillar is cultural competence. A culturally competent instructor helps students develop and/or maintain cultural competence. Many students of color contend with what Fordham and Ogbu describe as the burden of acting white. Students are conditioned to believe that their racial group is not academically astute. To this end, opportunities for students to express their cultural heritage through personal stories, artwork, music, and other cultural identifiers are good practices to bridge the cultural divide that can occur in courses. The third pillar is critical consciousness. A culturally competent instructor helps students develop critical consciousness by learning to engage the world and others critically. Critical consciousness challenges negative narratives towards marginalized groups. Critical consciousness is reflective of social justice and positions our students to use their voices to identify, deconstruct, and advocate for policies and best practices that do not exclude minoritized populations. Why is cultural competence important? Cultural competence affirms students' experiences. When students are allowed to share their personal stories, their stories become a catalyst for dialogue, collaboration, and mutual understanding. In turn, we are communicating to our students that we see them, we hear them, and that they matter. The second reason that cultural competence is important is the positive impact on student retention. When a student is forced to adopt a singular cultural context, their ability to persevere through academic challenges decreases. Cultural competence allows students to see representations of themselves in the curriculum, which builds their confidence, improves persistence, and increases retention. The last reason cultural competence is important is the alignment with our strategic plan. The curriculum at our institution has a social justice emphasis. As we prepare students for a life of service, we want to embed in every course social justice constructs that impact society, such as healthcare disparities, financial literacy, food insecurity, and gentrification. In this video, we examined cultural competence and its importance to the retention of students. As we endeavor to create engaging and culturally inclusive teaching environments, the lived experiences of our students cannot be overlooked. Each instructor and student have a lived experience that is real and should not be overlooked. With intentional efforts, every course can reflect cultural competence by making small but significant changes that affirm students' experiences and authentically communicate that the lives of each student matter. Subscribe to the Center for Innovative and Transformative Instruction YouTube channel for more instructional videos.